What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. We took a 1979 Mustang Cobra and brought it from a state of total disrepair to a state of less disrepair. We ended the project with burnouts. It worked out really well because while we were doing the great pump down project of the pond behind us, resurrecting this clay karting track, gave us something to do. Let's get right into today's video and go pick up this Mustang, and we'll go through what it took to get it roadworthy again and burnout worthy. So let's get right into today's video. Thanks for watching. Want to go wide a little bit? Let's go stand on the end. Stand all the way up next to the tongue. Like half that board or all the way out crash? Right now. We're gonna try and open the hood on this thing because when I got it from the guy's house, I ended up shutting the hood on it like a moron, and I didn't think that you probably needed a trick to open it, which ended up being the case. So I'll try and do this. Little handle's gone.
No, it worked! It worked!
Alright, so a guy bought it from said that that wouldn't work. We're off to a good start. I'll take that, that's okay. Now, I'm gonna contact the prior owner of this car. He commented on the thing when the guy was selling this, and he used to own it. So we'll probably be able to figure out what engine's in this. There could have only been maybe one owner since I've bought it that's really worked on it. It's changed hands a couple of times, but I'm thinking it's gonna be as it was back in about 2014 or 2015 when the prior owner owned it that I'm gonna get some info from. But anyway, we're gonna try and start it on starting fluid real quick and just make sure we got a healthy engine. It's gonna fire off with a little bit of work. I've never heard it run in person, but the guy I bought it from sent me a video of it running, which looked to be at his house, so I do believe it will run. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get some starting fluid, put a jump pack on it, and see what happens when we crank it. All right, so we took off the serpentine belt because the fan will blow all this rabbit and squirrel chaff all over, and inevitably it's gonna ingest some into the carburetor. But what we're gonna do right now, as Andy here suggested, is we're gonna take off the fuel line real quick and back blow it with some air, because the line they had hooked up to the fuel tank is completely gummed up, and there's only one line running back there right now. So it wasn't set up to the little fuel cell in the back right in the first place. And what we're gonna do is probably jerry rig some sort of fuel can back here, because that thing needs to be cleaned out without a doubt. And we'll kind of go from there. But we don't have any AN fittings. They hooked it up to the vent tube as it would be by the looks of it, and it ended up not working. So we're gonna get our own fuel tank set up and go from there. All right, well, I see fluid coming out, and he's gonna blow some air. All right. Barely anything, little bubbles. Oh, here it comes. Yep, so he's back blowing it. Here it comes. slow, but it's going through the pump diaphragm, right? But it's back purging. So yeah, that's some old gas, that's for sure. Yuck. I should be catching it with something.
Yeah, it'll evaporate pretty quick.
Yeah. So up there, he's got the airline pumping. We're just making sure that this is open.
Yeah, let's see what
All right, we're gonna crank it, see what it does here.
Come on, Bessie.
Nothing, okay. So that's what he's talking about. All right, we're gonna try and jump it here. I don't know if the jump packs needs a charge or what.
Nothing.
Okay. And I don't have a voltmeter, so now it should crank. If it's gonna crank, it'll crank.
We got juice in here.
This is much better. Just clicked.
Not bad.
That relay is just clicking. That battery
Ain't enough power.
shot. Let's let it run for a little bit. More than likely, that battery is so shot that it's gonna have to charge for a long time or just be replaced. It may have a dead cell. It's the first day we got it out here. We don't have a multimeter or anything. It wouldn't take a jump pack. The starter relay just clicks with a good battery hooked up to it. So that battery is probably super bad, amongst who knows what else, but.
Oh, we have headlights.
We got headlights though, so we do have power.
We got high beams.
Hey.
Alright, now let's try this. Do we have left blinker?
No.
How about right?
Oh wait, yeah, left blinker went solid. So no right, left went solid. How about out back? And we got
hazards on.
we got some tail lights. No hazards.
We have zero blinky.
Nothing.
Left turn.
Nothing.
Right turn.
Nothing.
Okay.
We got lots of bulbs out. I think that battery is just that shot, honestly.
Oh, well, if I turn this on the rest of the way. Alright, let's show the blinkers now. If I turn the key on, it's smarter. Left turn.
Nothing.
Right turn.
Oh, there it goes. Now it's blinking.
Right's working.
Right blinker works.
Left turn.
No, it just goes dark.
Brake lights.
Brakes work.
Oh, we're getting somewhere.
Do you have reverse lights? Try that.
Reverse.
Nothing. I think we got 5 Fofinity lights out. Do you have a stereo? Does that work at all? I see lights on. Oh! We got AM.
You sound like crap. FM?
So they're
Oh, we got a radio.
Get out of here. Radio works. What more do you want?
No, let's see.
Oh yeah, dude. This is legit.
Yes.
Cobra, don't let us down. Killing me softly with the song.
That was a perfect song for a
Dude,
video too.
perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Alright, here's what I'm thinking. So when we try to crank this, you stand back here, whatever, put your thumb over this, see if there's suction. If there's suction, then we know the mechanical fuel pump's good.
Yeah.
And if the mechanical fuel pump's good, then we know we can shove this into a gas all the way down to the bottom of that gas tank and actually suck fuel into it.
Yep.
We might have to start it with starting fluid.
Agreed.
But
It'll
might stay
take
running.
off though.
It might stay running.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Alright, we're gonna bumper for about 3 seconds if you go. And that should be enough to tell us. 3, 2, 1.
Barely anything. I don't feel nothing. Well, it's not hooked up right now. Oh yeah, the pump is. Never mind.
Yeah.
Pump's hooked up, but I wonder what this is hooked up to. I would wonder. All right, so that's on. I'll watch this jug here till we get fuel. All right, try that. We got fuel.
We do?
Yeah.
No. Is it clear?
Looks clear. Yeah, it cleared up. I was watching it.
Sweet, let's hook it up.
All right, so that runs. We're gonna hook it up and then try and run it. Ultimately, what we think happened, we got bad fuel. That's one of the problems. We got some bad fuel. That's one of the problems that they're having. We got it hooked up into a fuel can in the back. I'll show you real quick. But ultimately, they're saying they kind of gave up on it. They were sucking crud out of the tank that's in the back. So what we did is put some fresh fuel into a fuel tank. We were back purging it as you saw earlier in the video, and now we've got some clean gas siphoned up to the front. And what that's going to do is allow us to have pretty much our own fuel system, and we'll bypass this. I'll have to take that home and clean it or find something different or whatever. But right now I think we're hooked up and it might run on gas. We'll have to starting fluid it a little bit, but then we'll see what happens. All right. Are you hitting the throttle cable? Oh, okay. I was like, it's not moving. Is it moving? Yeah. Let me see if there's fuel. Do it again. Yeah, might be. Yeah. Try to see if you can run it. Hit the throttle? Yeah. There's a leak. Carb's leaking. That thing sounds mean. Doesn't it?
It runs!
Carb's leaking, so that secondary bowl is, or this transfer tank or transfer line is leaking.
Okay.
So carb will need some work, but it runs. We're off to a strong start with the Cobra. It sounds good. I mean, it makes me wonder what's in this thing. I do wonder. But anyway, so I got the carburetor at home and I have the fuel cell at home. This is a sumped tank. I don't know if you're able to see that at the bottom. See all that crap in there? The foam is disintegrated inside of this tank. So what I got to do is vacuum it out. I've already hosed it. It's had real old fuel in it, so I'm not worried about having an issue that way. But I had to clean this out really well, and then I've got to get a feed line and a vent line made up for this, or at least a barb fitting off of an AN line because it has AN fittings on it. And this is what we're going to use as a fuel cell in the Cobra. So I'm going to get to cleaning on this and I'll show you guys what I got when we're done. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do on the car, it's been a few days and parts came in, we are going to rebuild the carburetor. So I'm going to go through this real quick. This is a Holley list number 1850-3 carburetor. It's going to work great for the car because obviously it came on it. But anyway, I'm going to start taking this apart and see how dirty it is inside, clean it up. The reason we shut it off the other day is it was leaking out of the transfer tube right here. There's an O-ring, so it was actually leaking right here pretty bad onto a hot intake manifold. So not good. You do not want to be boiling or atomizing fuel. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm going to start by taking out the little filter in here and then take off the bowls on each side and do a real general cleaning on it and kind of see what we got. The bores, it doesn't look too bad. The bores look pretty clean in it. This is not going to be a how-to video for rebuilding carburetors. Actually, a couple of videos that are really well done on this exact carburetor. So if you want to look it up, they're already done. I'm just showing you guys that I am cleaning it. So let's get to work on it. Alright, so I'm pretty much done with disassembly. Got to do a little bit of cleaning on the base of the carburetor, but there's actually not even a base gasket. I rebuilt the whole thing, even down to behind the metering block. The bores look really clean. Hopefully the sprayers are good. Everything seems pretty good at this point, where I don't think there's any little junk or gunk that's going to get into anything. But see, at this point I'm getting pretty close. I'll spray this off with brake cleaner, get it nice and dry before I throw it all together. But yeah, this was quite the cluster. Somebody'd been in here a couple of times. There was a mix of the newer blue gaskets, some of the older, you know, cork gaskets, some black gaskets. Hopefully when this is all done, it's gonna be cleaned up. Jets look good. I put a new accelerator pump in it, and I pretty much rebuilt everything. It's all clean and looking good. I do have to set the float levels. This is all something I've never done before, so I'm not really doing this as an instructional video, so to say, but it's turning out pretty good. So this is something that I was a little intimidated on taking on, but at the end of the day, this was not that bad. So this is pretty much everything I've replaced so far. There's new needle and seat assemblies and accelerator pump and everything else. So pretty much everything that I've replaced. I'm keeping down there just in case I got problems. I can refer to what part numbers were in it, etc., but they've all matched so far. We're pretty much down to the end of it. I'm going to start reassembly here, and hopefully we got a good working carburetor when we're all done. So last little thing to note, this little orange dongle here was missing completely. It was in the rebuild kit, but it was actually not even in this bowl. So watching my instructional video here, I caught that and I'm like, what is that? And sure enough, I was missing another part. So far I'm missing the base gasket, this part was gone, and who knows what else. I'm gonna have to watch this reassembly video very carefully, just make sure I'm not missing anything, because honestly at this point, more than likely, somebody took this apart and didn't put all the parts back in. So anyways, that's all I got. Again, I'm not instructing how to do this, and this is exactly why. Alright, go ahead.
Coil wire hooked up? Okay. Is it hooked up? Coil wire?
Yeah.
Is it squirting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you did vroom.
Rah!
That is that right there. How's that?
Got the extra
Right,
gas
this is the ensign. Is this the ensign? Oh, what is this for?
There's supposed to be a gasket there?
Well, I don't know. I got all of this.
You gotta get that Mustang out there, buddy.
One. You're supposed to do these black ones.
Back this
Wow!
Oh, you.
Apparently it made pressure.
Apparently. Yeah, I suppose it's not pumped, not hot. You okay?
Yeah.
Gotta be something like this. I think I'm close. I don't know. I think I got it though. That has to be it. It's perfect.
That's not enough around the... That's not it. That's not enough around the tank pulley.
You're right. So, how do you do it? Yeah. All right, the accessory belt's hooked up. We're gonna start it again and see if the alternator's charging, water pump works, see what really works and what doesn't.
Ready? Go. It's charging. Water pump's working, it's circulating, because that's good. Yeah, we could drive it if it had brakes. Oh,
So yeah, it runs pretty good. Check it out. Stop leaking. Good. Call that a win. Is there a tack? Is that, oh, tack works. Look at all that. So yeah, looks like we got some gauges. No power steering, but it's also got a leak and it might be dry. But otherwise, yeah, looks like we got some stuff. I don't know, hard to say. Must be an open diff. That's neutral. Alright, yeah, they're both spinning. Well, this one's spinning fast. Alright.
not even that tore up.
No, they'd probably clean up if we drove it. So,
Yeah, but these pads are.
the engine runs well, but we found some problems when we got a brake line for the passenger side, but when Andy took off the drum over there, we were missing a shoe, and I'll show you that, but these are pretty down there too. Those two brakes on it.
Yep.
Cylinders and brakes.
Kinda.
It's not great looking.
They're not. That's the reason why there's generally issues with them.
Right. Alright, so
They're
this
not-
is,
They're not in there beautifully ever, so we're not going to.
so this is as we found this side. We got one shoe and we are missing the other one. So yeah, we're gonna have to order some more parts and continue this. I guess when parts come in. Alright, so we did try and do everything as good as we can the last couple of days on the Mustang. We replaced brake lines, all the hardware. Hope is kind of lost for the rear brakes on this at this point, and we're just going to see if we can drive it with front brakes and really see what we got. We got the engine running good earlier in the video, but what we found after getting all the rear brakes rebuilt is that further upstream we got another hole. There's all new brakes inside of this part of the rear end. All new rear brakes on the driver's side as well. We got 2 new lines to the distribution block, but of course it started leaking when we put a little pressure to it farther upstream. So I'll show you what I got going on in here. We did the old vice grip. Seems to be holding pressure back here, and I think that'll be good enough to go for a couple of parade laps around the track, maybe do a couple burnouts, because I think we got front brakes at this point. So we're getting all of our stuff out of the way, and then we're going to find out whether or not this is going to drive. We got engine running, we got gears, no power steering, no rear brakes. I think we're good to go.
I'm laughing about it, so excited we are. So, well, I'm glad we're on the same page with, hey, let's just go drive it.
Daddy,
Is it filming?
it's on the video.
Yeah.
I'm looking how the video is goes.
Well, we're working on it. Don't go playing with the camera.
Yeah, the camera's okay, unless you're just watching.
Get out of the camera.
Irrelevant.
What do you want me to do with the camera?
Well, I suppose we'll see if we got brakes here downhill. Make sure we got them. Give it a little push and see if you stop it. All right, so we got a fuel cell installed. It's really good, and we got a little bit of a suction line down into the fuel, and we did our best to kind of hold it in place. We're just going to go tool around a little bit and see if the car drives, but I think we're pretty much at the point of starting it. So we will hook the battery up, a little starting fluid because our dingleberry there is ran down a little bit. I'm going to tie wrap this so it ain't flopping around, and then we'll start it.
Sure.
On the camera.
I don't
care. I
care.
got to do one or the other. I've only got this. It smells awful, but it actually drives pretty well as far as I can tell for sitting for God knows how long. We're going to see if it does a burnout here in a minute.
Actually have decent brakes.
It's not bad. The Mustang lives again. In all fairness, we haven't touched the carburetor at all on it, so it might need a little bit of tweaking or whatever, but it idles good. You whack the throttle, it feels good, and we're gonna run with it for now and see what we got. Well, I guess we could find out if it does a burnout. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of driving this thing. I don't know. Aw.
Really, if you hit the brakes really hard, it dies.
It was running so good. I wonder if the fuel level's like too low already.
I don't think that's the problem.
It's probably something else. We haven't tuned the carb at all.
And it dies. Hey bud, looks a little smoky in there.
I lost battery. Something happened. It got second gear. Yeah, it won't crank now. I don't know what happened. Oh, it probably won't crank. Like, I bet the neutral safety switch still works, huh?
I would imagine.
I mean, probably. As butchered as it is, it probably still doesn't work.
I guess shut the hood and give her another.
Yeah, try it again.
Yeah. Well, now that we know it's a one-wheel peel, we will for sure go to this other side. Would you like to back up, sir, so we don't risk the tower?
What's that?
We're gonna back up so we don't risk the tower.
Yeah, I'll back up. Well, we know it's a one-wheel peel now.
we gotta get a shot of this. The smoke is still rolling from inside the car. The tire smoke is still rolling from inside the car.
One-wheel deals do the best burnouts with like 200 horsepower, bar none. They totally do. Dude, that runs really good. How do you complain about that?
That was second or first?
First. You want to do it first?
Yeah.
There should be enough fuel and tire. Why not? They're bad anyways. Alright, let's see what we got here. Damage assessment.
She's getting a little thin. She's quite kind of warm.
It's going to reseal it, rejuvenate the tire and everything because they all leak down.
I'm thinking we're going to do it. Let's try second.
Yep. Do one more burnout for distance here. Use a little tune-up. This thing does not, it doesn't run tip-top, but it's pretty good this year. It's starting to get hot, but what do you guys think? Well, the kids like it, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. We appear to be losing rust as we go too, so. Oh, it looks pretty rad. There, car runs great.
I accidentally hit overdrive.
Oh, he went all the way. It was starting to drip some water. I think I saw something was happening. I don't know. Maybe power steering fluid was coming out.
Maybe we should investigate.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. All right, we're gonna go back to the garage and kind of see what's going on and see where to go from here. But the car lives. All right, what you're seeing is a good sign. This means that it runs good enough, and I'm gonna put more fuel in it. We're going up and down the road. Cell installed. It's not ideal, but it's gonna work. This fuel cell came with the car, and I got it installed pretty good on the front half, and the back half is pretty ghetto, not gonna lie. I just want to make sure I got enough fuel to go up and down the highway quick and make sure that the car's gonna drive okay. It's kind of my last checkbox because the guy I'm selling it to wants it for sure. And this will kind of tell the tale of all the little repairs we've done to it and really show what we've got. Definitely bringing one of these and my hood opener. Car runs and drives. Seems like it's got first, second, and its drive gear, reverse, park, neutral. Kind of got everything you want. I don't know what was happening. It was kind of making a funny noise there. Hey, mission accomplished. The car runs and drives. Big thanks to Andy for helping me do this the last many nights out here while we've been doing our water pumping project. But yeah, let's go up and down the road one time for a couple miles, park it, and I think it's off to its new home. Well, this is the first time it's driven under its own power in many, many years. You know what else is cool? We got radio.
So I would never reveal that knowledge, you know.
Faster than this, the tires are pretty bad. So, yep, time to go back. It barely made it down the road to the next restaurant here, Piglets, where I stopped for a photo op, and I am out of here because this thing, I don't know what's all wrong with it, but I'm gonna get back to the track where it's gonna live. Scary. Home sweet home. No power steering. Here we go. Well, honestly, what more do you want out of a Fox Body for this much money? A buddy of mine is going to pick it up. I'll give him a little update that it does drive down the road. I think he's still going to elect to trailer it, which is definitely the smart call. But it does everything it should do, so would it make it home? I think so. Wonder if it was plugging up that fuel filter under the engine bay. Now that I got it driving a little bit, I'll have to take a look when I get back towards the garage, but hard to say. The thing sat for, you know, half a decade with God knows what's wrong with it and who knows why it was parked, but we're back now. All right, so Project Cobra was a success. It's got a new lease on life, and I think at this point its new owner is coming out to take a peek at it. A buddy of mine came out a couple weeks ago to one of the autocrosses, knew about it, wanted to check it out. He used to have an orange 79 just like it and not a Cobra as I recall, but I think he might take it. So that'll probably be about it for today's video. Thanks for checking it out. I'm going to be always looking for more project cars like this to get running. This is a little bit more of a roadkill type get running project vehicle, but nonetheless, it is up and running and living again. As you saw, it did burnouts for distance, and what more do you want? Well, that's pretty much the long and short of the Cobra Mustang. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a little bit of a departure from what we've been doing out here lately at the racetrack. But it is more like what I used to do a lot on YouTube with cars and whatnot, is buy them, fix them up, enjoy them a little bit, and then sell them. And do it again. It gets you into a whole bunch of different stuff that you otherwise probably wouldn't own for any period of time, which is kind of a fun way to do it. So thanks to you guys for watching and supporting the track from at home. If you do want to support us, our final public autocross date is September 23rd from 9 to 5. It's Autocross 5.0. And you can find more information about that on our Facebook page or www.brmpwi.com at our regular website. But that's all I got for today's video. The Cobra's in good hands, rest assured. I'll see it again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.